It's time for an Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, and this time we'll be talking about the Grinnell Historical Museum. It's been a while since I've been to the museum, almost a year since they had the ribbon cutting, and they have so many great exhibits going on at the Grinnell Historical Museum that you should check out. They're in the process of moving so many items from their former location across the street that was there for so many years, and I talked to two ladies who are heavily involved in what's going on at the museum. They have two big events going on in July that they'll discuss. They're going to talk about the educational programs that they've had with the youngsters, about all the different things that they have going on at the museum that you should check out. And I think you'll find the exciting news very refreshing to find out about at the Grinnell Historical Museum. And don't forget to find the video podcast that we have going on at Out and About with Jamie Grout, and also on the YouTube channel. We do a video tour of some of the exhibits too. So check that out in just a couple of moments. We'll have that for you right here on Out and About with Jamie Grout. First, a word from our sponsors, including Grinnell State Bank. Man, I'll tell you, because they want you to know what is going on in Grinnell. And of course, very sad news that the big company that owned the radio stations, not only in Grinnell but in Newton, just kind of pulled the plug on the radio stations. Of course, I was involved with KGRN and KCOB AM and FM and KRTI, otherwise known as Energy 106.7, for a number of years. And a couple of years ago, they basically pulled the plug on local programming, and that's how I got started with Out and About with Jamie Grout, trying to fill a void for local programming. And Austin Jones and company at Grinnell State Bank stepped up and said, hey, we will support you if you talk about local events and also talk to local people about what's going on in Grinnell and Newton and elsewhere. And so that's why they came forward and supported this podcast. And I sure do appreciate Grinnell State Bank and what they're doing to support this. Of course, Grinnell State Bank has 4 convenient locations in Grinnell. They've been there for over 100 years. They also have locations in Johnston, Marengo, and Polk City. And if you go to their website, you'll find out about their convenient online and mobile banking. You can check out all their options that make banking fit into your life, that you can get started and open your accounts in just 15 minutes. If you're not sure what you need, check out Simply Banking and contact them or visit them in person at any of their 4 locations. They have financial advisors, loan officers, and insurance agents working under the same roof. MasterCard debit cards, no monthly fees on debit cards at Grinnell State Bank. Also, Brandy at B. Nichols Salon. I had my haircut there just a couple weeks ago. Did a great job. Got some compliments on it. As a matter of fact, Brandy and Dave, the whole crew there, do a good job there. And on her Facebook page, she has some pictures of her color service that she has, just absolutely looking great. If you want to have some color done on your hair, Brandy's the one to take care of your hair. And so is Dave. He does a great job. And man, I'll tell you, I was just looking. It's been almost a year since they introduced Dave to the new salon. Well, not new salon. It's Brandy's been there for a while, but he's would be new to the salon as of July 14th. So his anniversary is coming up as a new master stylist at B. Nicole Salon. So stop on in there and say hi. Another fine sponsor is Sam Cox and the gang there at Saints Rest Coffee House in Grinnell. Of course, Sam, not only the owner of Saints Rest, but also is the mayor of Grinnell. And if you have any concerns about what is going on in the city of Grinnell, stop on in and say hi to Sam. Of course, you can get your espresso drinks, including the lattes, the mochas, the cappuccinos, and other drinks there. And as far as coffees are concerned, they have the drip coffee, the cold brew. They also have the chai lattes and teas available at Saints Rest Coffee House. It's a great place to go, and you can hook up with the internet. Of course, their bulletin boards has all kinds of different announcements there too. It's a great place to hang out, a great place to study if you go to Grinnell College, just a great place to meet friends at Saints Rest Coffee House. And we certainly want to welcome our newest sponsor. Thank you to the guy I call my cuz, Phil Grout and company at the Grinnell Hy-Vee. Father's Day weekend is coming right up, and with that in mind, they have a great steak sale.
You can't miss this Father's Day steak sale this Thursday through Sunday at your Grinnell Hy-Vee. We've got strip steaks. We've got big T-bone steaks. We've got Wagyu, grass-fed sirloin steaks, kebabs, tuna steaks, swordfish steaks. Treat your father to a steak this weekend at your Grinnell Hy-Vee. Happy Father's Day.
It's time for an Out and About with Jamie Grout podcast, and I'm excited to talk to some folks with the Grinnell Historical Museum. The last time I was here was for the ribbon cutting at the Grinnell Historical Museum, and they moved across the street, and the process is still going on. And with me today is Debbie Polson and Barb Lease, and you have a big event coming up next month here for the Historical Museum. I don't know which one of you wants to take the question, but what's going on for that?
We'll talk about, Debbie, why don't you talk about July 4th, because we got a whole bunch of Grinnell High School graduates coming in.
There is an all-class reunion for GHS that is scheduled for, I think it begins on Thursday, July something, and then it'll go through the Saturday with lots of events. And so we're trying to put together a school exhibit that will highlight some of the schools here in Grinnell, past and present, and some archival things like old band uniforms, and we're going to bring back some of the Mojo exhibit, which was a 1960s rock band here in Grinnell that later on won the Battle of the Bands at the State Fair, and then they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, in 2010, I think it is. So we're going to pull together an exhibit showing some of the old school, a little something about a country school. It'll just be fun for alumni to stop in and reminisce with some of the pictures. We'll have old yearbooks out, and then they can also enjoy the complete museum.
You know, I probably shouldn't bring this up because I'm patting myself on the back here, but you bring up Mojo and the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's why I brought that up.
Okay, you know what's coming here? 2 years ago, let's see, 2023, I was inducted into the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in the DJ category. Yes.
Well, congratulations.
I shouldn't have brought that up, but I was, and it's the honor of my life. So,
well, and it was for the Mojos.
Yeah.
When they were here, they talked about it, and they have their poster and certificate and everything about it. And their guitar.
Sure.
We're going to hang the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a big thing.
Yeah. And that's quite an honor. And I know from Newton, the 8-track band that had been around for a long time, they were inducted also. So that's fantastic. All right. What else do you want to touch on for the month of July?
Well, in the month of July, we are having our first year anniversary, which is going to be great. And we have something in the afternoon for the children. So from 2 to 4, children can come. They
Family event.
Family, you betcha. Families, bring your kids. There'll be things for them to do inside, things for them to do outside, and there'll be treats outside.
Yes, we're very lucky. Dairy Barn's mobile trailer will come and be on the grass just north of the museum building, and they're going to let everybody build their own sundae. And so you'll have a cool, refreshing little treat while you're playing outdoor games. And then you're welcome to come in here and look at the museum. Will be open during the day at that time, too.
Well, you folks are in the process of moving items from across the street, the old Historical Museum, to over here, correct?
Yes. Can you tell
Yeah.
from my voice? It's a huge, huge project. Keep in mind, we've been in the McMurray House for over 60 years.
Wow.
And there are things under the beds, packed closets, basements, everything. So it's a huge job to pull everything out. Many things have not been entered into our database. That all has to be done. Things have to be organized. And then when they're brought over here, again, they have to be organized as to where they're going to go. Things that aren't in the database have to be put in the database. It's a huge job. And we hope to be out of the McMurray House as soon as possible, but it'll be a years-long job getting everything in the database and organized here. And I got to give a shout out to C&K Transfer.
Yeah.
They are awesome. They have already done one trip for us and are going to do another. And they're moving very delicate, can't be replaced things, and they're doing a fabulous job. So a little shout out for C&K Transfer.
And not to mention, a lot of delicate things, but there's also J.B. Grinnell's desk that he used. It's a Wooten desk. It's an absolutely beautiful piece of furniture and probably weighs, I have no idea how much it weighs. So C&K they've already delivered a lot of things that required a lot of expertise in moving. And so we're happy that they're going to help us do that on Monday afternoon. Bring
Like
that over.
a Grinnell refrigerator from the kitchen. Don't know how much that weighed either, but yeah, they've done a great job. But it's a huge job, and there are many things that have to be packed carefully before they can be moved. So yeah, it's a big job, and we hate to see the McMurray House go, but we're just not able to keep both facilities open. We love the McMurray House, and it's a beautiful, beautiful old house.
It's
So.
a beautiful Victorian home.
And I talked to Ann Igo before this place was opened up, and I probably asked her this question before, but either one of you can field this. Why did you decide to move over from that house and build the museum that you have going now?
Well, in a Victorian house, you're very limited as to what exhibits you can put out. I mean, it's a Victorian house, and it looks like a Victorian house. There's no large exhibit spaces. By moving over here, we were able to show a more complete picture of the history of Grinnell. We can have exhibits here that we never could have had at the McMurray House. And Grinnell is so much more than the Victorian era. So we're just so pleased to be able to make exhibits that the public can see from the very beginning of, even before Grinnell. I was going to say from the beginning of Grinnell in 1854, but we have exhibits that go back to the prairie. And we'll talk about those in a minute. But
I think one of my emphasis that I always want to say about being able to move into this one level building at the Victorian home, if you had any mobility issues, you couldn't even get up the steps into the house. And then to be able to go upstairs, beautiful wooden steps going upstairs, but there's another, you can't get up there to see the beautiful displays up there. And I'm sorry to say, but if you had to use the restroom, it was in the basement. And so now we're all on one level, and we have 3 bathrooms on the same level. That's the thing that I'm most excited about.
great bathrooms.
Very convenient and important. That's
you could
for
say
sure.
that.
Yes.
Another thing too that I know that was important, having spoken with Ann before this building was opened up, is education too. Maybe you guys can address that.
Well, let Barb, you start with this, because we just, a couple of weeks ago, we just recovered from it. We had 3rd grade day here, which is exactly what you are leading into.
We love 3rd grade day, and it was always one of the highlights of our year when we were over at the McMurray House. But we hadn't done it yet here at the new museum. So we did it, and we had a wonderful time.
Gee, how many kids were here?
Oh my gosh. I think there were maybe around 100
Oh, wow.
kids
That's
and
great.
grown-ups. And everyone was divided into small groups, and we had lots of fabulous volunteers to tell about each thing, each exhibit that they saw. They played games outside. I can't name all the volunteers, and we love our volunteers so, so much. But we had a great time. It was so much fun. And then, of course, cookies at the end. That was a big thing too.
And also we're lucky, Grinnell College has played a big part in education here too. We've had volunteers here. Even last year at our grand opening, we had some interns from the college that helped us make it all work. And then probably a couple months ago, one of our board members who helped put together the ag exhibit, the agricultural exhibit, had a small lecture here and had a classroom come from the college. And so, we couldn't have done that in that beautiful old Victorian home.
So you talked about a display even way back on the Prairie Days. Tell us about that.
Well, that's part of our newest exhibit, and we're most proud of it. It's our agriculture exhibit. It's called Land, the History of Farming in Poweshiek County. And the land begins with the prairie. And so we have a wonderful beginning with the prairie, and the plants on the prairie and how important the prairie is, and how those plants made this land, which was almost all tallgrass prairie, the most fertile land in the world, among the most fertile land in the world. People don't realize how rich the land in Iowa is.
Perfect for growing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then we move on, and let's see, Debbie, we go into when white settlement began, although we do, in the interim there, we have Native Americans who did farm the land. And we talk about that and how they did that and how they had this connection with the land that we're losing, or, So, and then we portion the land.
Yeah, and part of the land exhibit and the prairie exhibit was to show, we have a display that shows the length of the root system for various prairie grasses, including the compass that has like 15 feet long roots, and how the plows that they brought from the East Coast could not cut through those deep roots, and then they got all gummed up because our soil was so fertile. And so wonderful John Deere, developed a plow that worked in the Midwest, which was wonderful.
Moldboard breaking plow.
You got it.
Famous.
Yeah. And then on the display floor, or on the exhibit floor, you'll also come on down to this beautiful, we're lucky we have volunteers who are so talented building things. And they have built 2-3 corner exhibits. One is a doctor's office, and this one, that most recent one, is a barn. Tell them the stories. Yeah.
Well, the barn, we were so fortunate. We built a little corner of a barn, and it's built through the generosity of the Veldboom family, Lance and Megan Veldboom. It's the wood from the 1872, 1876, I don't have that in front of me, barn that was on their land. That was the Sanders Brothers farm where they are now. And so this wood is from that barn. They, unfortunately, they had to take their barn down because the derecho damaged it. So they said to us, would you like some of this old barn wood? And we just clapped our hands and said, yes, 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 we'd love some. So the talented people that we have here at the museum built a corner of a barn, and it didn't take long to furnish it.
Really, yeah.
It's awesome.
It is really awesome.
That is neat. Well, you talk about John Deere, but Grinnell had a lot of manufacturing companies that had an impact. Maybe we can talk about some of those other manufacturing companies too.
Well, we can. That's not, actually, it's a future hope that we can do an exhibit just focused on the manufacturers that were here in Grinnell, because yes, like you said, we discover this as we start to put exhibits together, that you just don't order it or drive to a big city and get it. Those manufacturing places had to be here. The buggies that we have on display now, we have 3 buggies, and
those there was refrigerator company, there were washing machine companies. We have examples of both of those along with the buggies. So we're really making an effort to accumulate, and we already have quite a few items that were manufactured here in Grinnell. And eventually there will be an exhibit on businesses and manufacturing in Grinnell.
Right, fantastic.
Do we also talk about the Randolph header?
Oh, yeah, we'd have, the Randolph header was built right here in Grinnell, too.
Now,
You
what
can see
is that? You'll have to explain that to me.
It
'cause-
harvested grain, that's what I
Okay.
know.
I'm just not a farm boy.
Well, and Jamie, I still couldn't. But anyway, it's huge.
Okay.
And for many people, we were never able to display it. I mean, it was in a barn in storage, and now it's sitting right out there. It takes up a lot of the exhibit room, but it is amazing that was built right here.
And we're fortunate to have artifacts also, again, loaned to us by people, like the chain that measured when they surveyed, and also transit from the college. We have one, but the college has a beautiful one that they've loaned us. So all of these things that were necessary for the settling of the prairie and the creation of farms, we want people to see. We can't wait for you to see.
All right. We want to make sure we cover everything that you folks wanted to talk about today.
And I'm going to add one thing to the anniversary celebration in July. So in the afternoon, we're going to have family events, which is wonderful. And then at, I think it's 7 o'clock, we're going to have Schultz and Company will be singing some, the program is called Cruisin' with the 50s. So we're going to sing some 50s songs. And we'll also have a charcuterie and then some beverages to drink too. That will be a ticketed, that you can purchase a ticket online or stop by. But, it's also a fundraiser to, help keep this museum going.
Well, and I've said this before, I've spoken about this to Rachel Kennick and some others, and I've suggested this slogan for Grinnell because I think it's very fitting, where culture and agriculture come together
I love that.
Yeah.
in Grinnell, Iowa, and it's truly absolutely hits the nail on the head.
Absolutely does. Can we steal that,
You
Jamie?
you can. I won't charge you a penny for it because that's what this museum is all about.
You're right, it is.
And we're going to wrap up the audio portion of this podcast, but I want to go out and get my camera going out in the museum so we
Yes.
can see some of the exhibits and people can see that. And maybe I can ask your administrator to kind of be our camera person and we can walk around and do a little bit of a tour of this because it is a magnificent museum. A lot of work has gone into this. And as I say, I spoke with Ann about it before, and it was kind of a dream. And then you did the ribbon cutting, and it's all coming to fruition now. And it's so much to be proud of, ladies.
Yes,
Thank you.
we
We
are.
are proud
Thank
of
you.
it. Yeah, and we want people to come.
Yeah, you betcha. We've been speaking with Debbie Polson and Barb Leese, who are with the Grinnell Historical Museum. What are your hours? When can people come over here and check it out and see all the various exhibits here at the museum?
Tuesday through Friday from 1 to 5
Okay,
and Saturday from 12 to 4.
okay.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think I'm right.
And don't forget all the big celebrations coming up in the month of July
Right.
for the
Correct.
Grinnell Historical Museum.
I love it. Yep.
Okay. And that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Out and About with Jamie Grout. Again, don't forget to check out the video. You can find that, of course, on outandaboutwithjamiegrout.com and on my Out and About with Jamie Grout YouTube channel. Until next time, Grout is out. See ya.